Howdy, Ayebawl here, and welcome back. This is episode 3. So, I'm getting started with the more permanent layout for my smelting area. And also, we want to take this opportunity. Again, this series is inspired by Arumba's Rocket Per Patreon series. And specifically because of this mod pack that he made. I put a link down in the description for Arumba's YouTube channel and for his playlist series. So take some time and give that a check out. So now that I've got filter inserters, I feel a lot better just using those. So I start off with the light blue ore sets, but later on I realized that it'd be better to have the dark blue and light blue together because they both produce copper and iron. Clear out the trees to make up some more room. Basically, I'm going to have 4 of these setups. So right now I'm trying to get some spacing. I'm trying to find out how much room I'm going to need. But after getting the second one set up, I realized that I can move the ore sorters down a little bit more. So I end up tearing down this whole part right here. They really need to add that into vanilla, the ability to have more control of your inserters. If you're going to pick up far away or drop off, which lane you want to drop off on, and also which side of the track you want to drop it off on. That really would be nice in vanilla. Still trying to pick the certain research so I can actually get robots. Still ends up being a while though. So in the beginning, from the brown resource node and the red one, you're going to get lead and tin. And mainly in the beginning, that's specifically just for the circuits, or to make the solder for the circuits. So they're not that big of a deal. But the 2 blue ones, the big main thing is the iron plate. Because you're going to need a ton of iron plate just for the red and green research and to make the steel. And for the first set of Mark IIs, usually take steel. Anywhere from just the steel plates, or you're going to need steel gears or steel ball bearings. And I believe in this version of Bob's Mod and Angels of War, steel went back to the original where it was 7 iron plates just to make 1 steel, or 5. Something like that. So now I'm going through all the filter inserters, getting them all set up, and I realized that I can set up one filter inserter with all four of the resources and just copy those over. So that made it a little bit easier. I was hoping just to use one lightning or electricity pole, but I ended up having to scoot those drills over by one space to do so. Then up here, I'm just going to dump all the crushed stone to make stone, and then turn those into probably walls. So far I've been pretty lucky. I have not seen any biter attacks or even seen any biters, but yeah, pretty much primarily just been staying in my own little Pacific area, the newbie yard, and pretty lucky having half my area surrounded by water. So this is a nice little standard setup. It basically takes in one line or one full belt, and then it'll output one full belt. I have another setup that I like better. That instead of having the furnaces ho horizontally, they're vertical, and the input path just comes in horizontally and then exit horizontally as well. But that setup's a lot better to use in vanilla than it is with Bod's mods, because all the different types of ore that you're having to deal with. But then again, I might just end up changing to that once I've gone to electric furnaces. So this setup is a setup I'll probably have for the stone furnaces and then into the steel furnaces. And once I've actually gotten electric furnaces, I'll move to another setup. But that won't be for like a while from now. So the iron ore from the dark blue, or was it sepharite? That will be turned into iron plate, where the iron from the light blue will get turned into steel. And basically the slag will just get stored until later on. Initially I just started with with 4 or 8 furnaces. It's just to get the initial setup, and then later on I go through and I put the another 4 or 8 furnaces back on the iron area and the copper area. There's just not enough throughput for the steel. now that I've got the stone furnaces set up, it's time to go ahead and tear down this temporary setup that I had. Start moving the resources around, make it more manageable. And to get rid of these wooden power poles and start putting in regular steel power poles, I guess. I'd like to think it was normal ones. Now I could just leave the ore inside the furnaces and just collect it when I need it. But the thing is, with Angel's ores, if you don't clear out one resource, then basically it's just going to halt the whole system. So you always got to make sure you're clearing out all resources so the whole machine just keeps on running. So I have the start of a main bus system, which I may or may not end up using. But I do put down these warehouses just to suck up all the plates until they're actually needed. I do this for both the copper and the iron. So when I need to refill the research area, I can just come down here and just grab what I need and haul it up there. Which at this point, I'm probably going to end up grabbing all of the iron plate and then just jumping it into research. I'm probably only about like halfway of the red green science. So now I'm thinking about it's probably about time to go ahead and upgrade the power area to the Mark IIs. So I'll make sure that the research is setting up for the next step of the boilers, and then after that, it'll be the next step of the steam engines, which are going to need steel to build both those. Oh, so there it is. The buyers finally came by and found me. I'll lay down a gun turret, take them out. So I didn't lose too much. But that's it for this episode. Thank you for coming back. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.